We are back, Peanut Gallery. I'm going to have you take it away.
Okay, so Elias, or I guess he's now called Elijah, appeared alongside the Righteous in a video recently, which has sparked speculation about whether or not he is going to sign to AEW. Apparently, a contract has not yet been offered, but with Ring of Honor especially, they do a lot of non-contracted talent with that sort of thing. But with him being so prominently placed with a team like the Righteous, because they are regular mainstays on Ring of Honor,
right?
There obviously is speculation there.
I like it. I could 100% dig it.
There's just too many people though. It's ridiculous.
With the Righteous or just AEW?
No, just Ring of Honor, AEW.
If Elias or Elijah rather, if he goes in there and does a couple of appearances and he is going to be associated with the Righteous, then I don't necessarily see anything wrong with it. Yeah. I watched the video; it was pretty cool. It was produced really well, but the Righteous are pretty good about that. So, you know what? I'm excited to see where this goes and really go from there. I've always liked Elijah as a competitor. He always was sort of like a sleeper competitor. Like he's very agile for his size.
Yeah, he is.
And he's very versatile in what he can do. So we'll see where it goes.
Yep.
And I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of people who make a return I actually liked this presentation because he came out in his Fandango theme music, but it was just like, yes, the good old days. And then, and now because he's no longer Fandango, he's JDC. And just more examples of opportunities for these TNA stars to, again, TNA is where you go to revitalize your career.
And JDC's really done that. I will say he is going to be facing Lexus King for the Heritage Cup.
And next week. And it was the same week that Fraxium went to TNA to defend their tag team champions. It was just like one of those, again, this is what the partnership is. This is what is needed. I mean, everyone who has been a part of TNA and part of WWE have been very vocal about how positive things have been.
I've been very happy with it.
So Bayley is going to be on the NBA's celebrity, one of the NBA celebrities team during the All-Star game.
Wow, man, she's everywhere, isn't she?
Yeah. The reason for this is because the NBA All-Star game, all the festivities are happening in San Francisco, which is very near her hometown of San Jose. And also, I think she played basketball, if I'm not mistaken.
I have no idea.
I don't know either. But anyways, I thought that was pretty cool.
Once again, cross-promotional. NBA is a very, obviously it's the NBA. It's WWE of basketball. So there we go.
Yeah, pretty much. Lawsuit update. So
another one?
Well,
already?
There's a lawsuit update with the Ring Boys.
The Ring Boy scandal. Yes. That's right. Okay.
So the Maryland Supreme Court, I believe, of Maryland allowed the lawsuit to go forward, and it was under, I think it was the Exploited Kids Act that the state of Maryland has, which is, I think, part of the reason why they filed it there.
Also in Maryland, there is no statute of limitations. WWE wanted to move it to Connecticut because there is a statute of limitations, but Maryland said no, and I think actually it's going up to the Supreme Court now because
I think it's still state level. It's not the national level. Like if it was the national level, I think every single news organization would cover it, especially considering the position that Linda McMahon is in, or will potentially be in should she be confirmed by the Senate. So it hasn't gone to that level yet, but it certainly is an interesting development.
The unfortunate part of this whole situation is that the person, like two of the three people, will never be atoned for their actions, because Pat Patterson passed and Mel Phillips passed, and so what can you do there? The problem is with Pat Patterson. I don't know how involved he was with the Ring Boy scandal. I know Mel Phillips was.
Oh, yeah.
And then there were 3 of them. One of them was Pat. I think part of Pat's is because he was gay.
Yeah.
And especially back then, it was not as accepted, especially in the world of wrestling. So I'm curious to see where this one goes.
I don't see Vince facing any jail time, though.
No. I don't see Linda either.
No. Well, especially because of how close they are to the sitting president of the United States.
Also, here's the issue.
If anything were to happen with them, I think that the president would probably issue a pardon.
my problem with this lawsuit is that, so is this a civil lawsuit or is this a criminal?
This is civil.
Because if I'm not mistaken, the criminal lawsuit is already done.
I think so.
They tried to sue him already with the Ring Boy scandal, and it never went anywhere because they sued him in the 80s. There we go.
Yeah. So, just interesting little development. Not too much in the other department, but I did want to bring up.
We brought that one up last week.
Yeah, we did.
So what can you do?
So there we go. Alexa Bliss. A lot of news surrounding Alexa Bliss. She got a new deal signed, a 5-year deal.
Okay.
For a lot more money. The debut, or I guess not the debut, the re-debut of Alexa Bliss got a lot of people in Hollywood talking, which I think is interesting. And she happened to sign with Paradigm.
Yes, which is have that athletes division of representation.
Yes, so a lot of other stars are signed.
Yep.
Expect to see a lot more Alexa Bliss in movies.
Yep.
That's just something that's going to happen, and I'm all for it. And
we have luxury.
Refuse to pull out.
So that, and then also Kevin Owens had an extension.
Yes, he did. 5 years.
Yep.
And of course, we have to address what is ongoing.
Yep.
Of mass releases by the WWE.
I have the full list. If you want
you do. Okay. I don't know if it is. Done, but we should probably address that major elephant in the room.
As of right now, these are the people that have been released from the company: Sonya Deville, AOP, Luke Gallows, Karl Anderson, Giovanni Vinci, Cedric Alexander, Blair Davenport, and Paul Ellering.
Yeah. Now, with Sonya's case specifically, it is not a release, but her contract comes up at the end of the month, and WWE elected not to extend that contract.
I'm not worried about any of them finding work anywhere else. With it having the acumen of being part of WWE, especially for somebody like Sonya, who was with the company for as long as she was, I think she'll be okay.
And it's just trimming the fat and paving the way for other opportunities.
Yeah, there are new stars.
There's NXT, which is just producing really, really, really good stars. And then now we have the ID program, and we have
Indies.
Yeah, and we have
the Indie program.
JFC.
The thing,
LF. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, LFG.
Yep.
So I'm not worried about any of them. This happens all the time. People are losing their minds online regarding. It's like, oh my god, why did they release her? You couldn't have given enough of a shit.
Oh, I know.
When they were employed there.
I know.
So don't come out of the woodworks now and say I was always a fan of her. That's bullshit.
Right. If you were a fan, you would be asking for more of it.
Right. You'd be like, why are these people not being utilized on television? If they're not being utilized on television, let them fucking go.
Right.
And guess
what?
I'm
looking at you, Mr. Tony Khan.
He's going to hire all of them, and they're all going to do nothing, just like Ricochet is doing nothing.
Yeah, Ricochet is literally doing nothing. But that's all I have.
Yep. So when we come back, we have a very interesting topic.
Yes,
and we will really break it down, and we'll do that here in a bit.